Well, hey Libra, how about a reading from your metal dog today? Just gonna check into your airy, aesthetically sophisticated and intellectual energy. I have a couple of planets in Libra, all revolution planets, beautiful revolution. Let's see here, faith. The worm moon. So the Queen of the Moon Oracle brings you the Empress. No doubt trusting in the earth. Yeah, that's as you'll see if we get the Empress in here later. So faith. Let's see. We'll go ahead and look at what that means, Libra. So this is about fertility and abundance now return. Things will get better. Growth has started. Hold on to your dreams in adversity. I know all will be well. So it sounds like you're going through a patch, a learning phase, a moon cycle. It is in the darkest times that we find it hard to see the light. It is hard to see when things seem hopeless. How we can ever feel hope again when things seem to fail. It is really difficult to draw up our resilience and stand up again. Well, so we were just entering the dark months of winter here. We just celebrated Samhain, and so have faith. There will be, and here on the bottom of the deck, there will be spring again, beauty. This is very Libran. So let's see. I also feel called to pull a card from the Pride Tarot for you, Libra, today, as an oracle, not as a, I'll just sort of add to the oracle reading. So let's see what the Pride Tarot wants to say to you, Libra. Okay. The Lovers. I love this Lovers card. This is a card about the love warriors and that together we win. It isn't, usually the Lovers is very much about that individual coupledom, but this, in this deck, in this Pride Tarot deck, the Lovers is, I have to read it to you because it's freaking beautiful. The Lovers by Robin Scott. My Lover's card incorporates scenes from the New York City Queer Liberation March on June 30th, 2019. Photographed for the Reclaim Pride Coalition. The phrase, "An army of lovers cannot lose," was used in the headline of a leaflet distributed at this Pride March. The phrase dates back much further, according to Plato's Symposium. Quote, "If there were only some way of contriving that a state or an army should be made up of lovers and their loves, they would be the very best governors of their own city, abstaining from all dishonor and emulating one another in honor. And when fighting at each other's side, although a mere handful, they would overcome the world." It also appeared in Rita Mae Brown's 1974 poem, Sappho's Reply. "Tremble to the cadence of my legacy. An army of lovers shall not fail." What a beautiful message for our time, Libra. I hope that gives you some sense of power and of hope here as you go through this darkness that the cards are saying. Have faith, the light will return. Beauty, the beauty of these queer lovers is with you, queer or not. And your queer Scorpio reading. We'll see what else we can find for you today, Libra. So I'm going to pull a baseline from the For Haxa deck, my new deck that I totally have a crush on. It is full of fairies. I got to dress up as a fairy for Samhain, or Halloween party that I went to. And I made friends with a Libra there. So this, hopefully you're watching this. I can't imagine you're not. So yeah, this is what calls me to this reading. new Libra friend. Check in with your energy. So let's see what happens, because the last time I did Libra reading, well, I just may or may not bring that up. Let's see. Okay. So in the recent past, you know when you were working hard. 8 of Earth, making beautiful things here. See, this fairy is working with the earth, with the bees, making art. Sometimes the 8 of Earth can be like a new art, a new craft, but it's very engaged, very practical, very 3D. In the present, we see you still working, balancing. You see that she has 6 arms. She is able to do so much. And yeah, so we see you at work in your garden right now, Libra. Working with the bees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds. It's interesting because we're entering, that's been the last harvest, so we're entering a time where maybe you're putting your garden to rest for the winter. I need to do that here in my garden. Sorry, my dog is chewing on a bone if you hear that. He's often a part of the scene here. So what the tarot wants you to know, and what may be hidden from you, is that there is a tower. This is kind of a scary tower. There's that horned god there in the sky. But the tower is something you cannot prevent. It is change. It can be positive change. It's very often something that you could have changed on your own, like you knew needed to change, but you didn't do the actions. So the universe will change it for you. So there's some kind of change coming. It's very powerful. And this is on the level of, like, I think of the forest fires that we have in the summer. But here it is, it's winter. I know in Southern California that the forest fire season can still be ahead, because you get those Santa Ana winds. But figuratively, this is a storm. There's stormy seas here as well. You can see the waves. And we're taught to fear that horned god because of Christian treatment of non-Christian spiritualities, but it doesn't necessarily have to be evil, but it is definitely something that can be scary, and change is scary for most people. You're a cardinal sign, Libra. You are good at starting things, maybe not so good at finishing them. There is something coming in to end something here, or change something. So we'll learn more about that. So how do you appear to us today, Libra? You appear as this beautiful 7 of water, little fairy looking up at the stars on the moon, a new moon there. 7 of water is about having lots of choices, but also can sometimes be about illusions and enchantments and fantasies. It looks like you were reaching for one particular star. And the star in the tarot is wish fulfillment. But sometimes you have to be careful when you think you see in a 7 of Cups, what you think you see can be an illusion. Yeah, she's sitting on a very beautiful place already, there on the coast, mermaid. And I see that she has, under the water, there is like a wand, even though this is a water card, to have the fire of the wand within it. I see that in the color of the moon that she's sitting on and in her tail. So there's some fire to this blue fairy representing you in this reading. We'll find out more about that. Now, the people in your life, or the person, who is this? There is a Knight of Water, the classy love offer. This one plays music and calls in these birds. I see swans, geese, swans and geese here. Full moon coming in, and here a Knight of Water, some kind of romantic figure. A little bit of the Another mermaid, I guess, because of the water sign in this deck. The fairies of water are mermaids. That's cool. It's kind of a new deck for me. We'll find out more about that person or those people here. Knight of Water is a serious heart, a person that comes from their heart. This could be your partner, could be a friend, be a new person coming into your life, or familiar person, one of your kids. The advice here is the 10 of Earth. Very much staying in your garden. There's the bugs that you're collaborating with. There's a family, like mother, child. So this is your advice, is really stay practical. So there's some kind of tower that's going to happen, or is happening. And the cards are just saying, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing this earth cycle, this very 3D practical building, being with your family, juggling a lot of things. You're very busy, according to the cards here. And they encourage you to keep doing that through this change that you're going through. You're inclined to kind of reach out for this star. You can see that she's turned her back to what is growing around her. Cards are saying, stay grounded. The future is, the Elder of Earth. This is stability, abundance. This is a very, like, you are building your empire right now, Libra. And it's a beautiful earth that maybe you're part of, restoring the earth. So when we think about that, you get this Lovers card, an army of lovers will not fail. Perhaps you're joining in a community or a family that is centered around the earth, about caring for it, about relating to it. Yep. We'll find out. We're going to clarify, see what we can learn further here. Oh, and on the bottom of that pile, we see the Three of Air. Ooh, so there's some kind of heartbreak. Ooh, and there's interesting air. You're a sign of air, Libra. So the bottom of the deck can be an underlying energy, and there's actually underneath this, like, hard work, there is some kind of betrayal. The Three of Air is a broken heart. It's the mind and the heart are not in harmony. You can see that the fairy has turned her back to the one here bleeding. There's a sort of an abandonment happening here. I get this feeling of you being this one, and then this one is a powerful figure in your history, in your present, and they have left you, and you were hurting. The next card would be a Four of Air. That it would be a card of healing, but you're still feeling pain. And with that, we get an Eight of Air. There's also a sense of you trapped. The Eight of Air is just a perspective. You can see that these spiders are weaving her into their web. She is blindfolded, but she has wings, so she is actually able to fly out of this trap. It is a trap of your mind. The idea that you are trapped is just an idea, and you can change your mind about that. Maybe that has something to do with this tower. And then all the other cards are upside down. What is this deck saying? King of Cups, the Tower again, Seven of Cups again, Five of Wands. Wow, there's a lot going on underneath the Pride deck here. Yeah, a whole lot. It's kind of repeating a little bit of what you were seeing here, but there is a King and Queen of Cups, as well as you. There's a reiteration of the message of working and being practical, of kind of looking at these emotional options. There's a King and Queen of Cups. This is, and the Tower is here. again. So there's a new beginning, and an Ace of Pentacles. Very clear that you are, there's a surprise or something that's shaking up your world, but that you're engaged in this earthy, practical process here. And if there's a lot there, so we'll leave that. It feels repetitive, so I'm not going to go into it at this moment. I think what's new is you get this Knight of Water as this person, and there's a King and Queen of Water here, so a kind of a matched suit in the emotional realm. And you are definitely being distracted from work by your emotions at the moment. You're being advised to turn back to your work. And yet it's clear that this is a pretty significant emotional event that you're going through right now, Libra. Okay, let's clarify. So in the recent past, we have you working hard in your garden, beautiful, creative space, very happy. In the present as well, the Two of Earth. So let's see, anything else about the recent past? There's a Ace of Wands, a new creative idea, a new beginning, a hope. It can be reconciliation of some kind. There is authenticity and happiness here. A Leo could be. Inner child stuff. And then there's death. Transformation, Scorpio. Wow, okay. It's interesting. It's like I can see that something ended and you walked away from it towards happiness and being able to be free and to be yourself. And you had this idea and you've been working on it. Yep. That's very clear in your past. And I saw that before, Libra. I saw you actually... I saw this Three of Air in your past, like a little problem with fidelity in your past. I didn't want to read your cards for a while for that reason. But it looks like you did the thing you had to do. You ended whatever and you walked away from it, and now you are able to be yourself. So for the present, you again get this image of you balancing. You're busy. You're busy in your 3D world. It's the same as this card. We're clarifying this card, and you've got another version of it. There's an Ace of Cups. This is a divine love. It is a new love. It is an emotional offer that you're receiving. You have an Ace of Wands. You have an Ace of Cups. There's an Ace of Pentacles in your underlying. There's something new beginning, because there's something also that has recently ended. And there is a burden that you're finished with this wand cycle real fast. So you got an Ace of Wands in the recent past, and now you're feeling burdened. You're juggling a new thing and an old thing that feels like a burden. You're actually doing that pretty well. I'm curious about that because we had death in the past, and you turning towards authenticity and a new beginning is here twice. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. But for some reason you're still, maybe that's why the Three of Air and the Eight of Air are here underlying. There's still something that is not, you haven't let go of some part of the past. There's still something in the past that is burdening you emotionally or physically, because it's your body. The wands are your body. So if your body hurts, that would be a part of something that you need to let go and heal from the past. It's coming into your ability to juggle and do this life in the present with this new beginning that you started. So Yeah. Let's now clarify. This is what is hidden from you. The Tower. Something the tarot wants you to know. Big change. Surprise. Let's see if we can find out more about what that is. A little Page of Pentacles. Very practical, young, new beginning. Again, in the realm of work. Secondly, there's that Knight of Cups. This is the person that we got here. Your person or people. A new, I always call the Knight of Cups the classy love offer. It's like genuine from the heart. And Strength. Okay, this is a card of, again, another Leo card. It's a card about rising to your highest self. You may have animal instincts. You know, I love animals, but in this card, it's really about like being your best self. So the lion is representing your lust, your impulse, your selfish, kind of voracious appetites. And then the woman who is calming the lion is your higher self. And this is a card that beats the devil. It beats, it's you being advised here to actually turn your back to this Knight of Cups. But this Knight of Cups is clearly shocking you in some way. So there's like, this tower represents like you're seeing something very real, really 3D. That's quite true-hearted, and yet you're actually being advised to turn to your work, to turn your back to this, to rise to your highest self. There may be some kind of temptation here for you, Libra. And the cards are saying strength is the way to go here. But they also acknowledge that this is rocking your world with the Tower. It's disrupted you in a significant way. So even though you're going to rise to your highest self, the thing is that you also get to acknowledge that this is big. It's a big deal. And there's no shame in that. In that feeling tempted or drawn towards that lion in you, that fiery side of you. Yeah, it's just no judgment. It's just not, it's turn away for now. Okay, here you are, appearing, looking at that wish. Like, so I see this is the star, I think, represents this Knight of Cups, maybe. This wish fulfillment that's taking you in your head, emotionally. You might be disconnecting from your real life towards this idea of the star. It's far away. So let's see what else. The World. So you're ending something. This is coming up here in a few ways because we have your ending, your beginning in the World. So we see the aces, and we also see death and the 10 of Wands. It's suggesting something ending, something beginning. You finished some major cycle. You saw it through, although I teased you about being a cardinal sign. The World is all fixed. So you have Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo on the World. So fixed signs finish shit. I am fixed in all four corners. It means being obsessive and really finishing something, no matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes. So this tells me that you have reached, you know, the next stage of your video game of life, and so good on you. Now what? You're feeling abandonment. You're feeling left out in the cold. This is in the Pentacles in the work realm. And there is a desire to work with and collaborate with others that's probably connected to this 5 of Pentacles. So you maybe And the Five of Pentacles, like they're standing outside of a church. It makes me think, when I think of the church, I think of the Hierophant and I think of institutional power. So if this could be around what you're leaving behind, what you ended, what you finished with the world, walking away from that towards a new collaboration, much more of an artistic outside of the institutions. We see an artist here. And the three people represented by the three figures, it's friendship, it's collaboration. It's more art than the institutional Five of Pentacles here in this. Okay, so that's you. You finished something. You're ready to do something real. There's lots of new beginnings here. This is the Knight of Cups. This is the one that's in your tower that you're being advised to turn your back to, actually, or at least to rise to your highest self with this Knight of Water. Very alluring figure. What else about the Knight of Water? Oh, they're sexy Queen of Wands. Very fiery, very passionate, direct, manifests what she wants in the world. Conflict, competition, creative. This is a creative, fun energy. I like the Five of Wands, like, so in a hierarchical culture, to have no leader can be seen as a negative. A Five of Wands, like, it's just a bunch of creative people getting together. And so these could be, so we might have that you have, and gender doesn't matter in tarot, right? So these may be multiple people. So you have this Knight of Wands. You have another person who is a fire sign, this Alpha Queen here. And then you could have like a group of people. I see you collaborating, so just an alternative to this being one individual. Well, that's funny. I see that one wearing a mask. I never noticed that before. There's a couple. A couple are wearing masks. How very COVID. This other one has bandages on her. Okay, so it's a kind of crazy creativity where people are getting a little bit hurt, a little bit bruised up in the process. So, yeah, this person or people it's a fun group, you know. It kind of has like a little bit of a coven-y feel to it, the Five of Wands here. And what else? There's victory. Here's you. This makes me think again of strength. Taking your high horse. The Six of Wands is you've succeeded. There is order out of the Five of Wands. Or this is your friend, your Knight of Water, or your friends. So this could be, I don't know why I see this as you. I don't know. I really feel you riding away, because this Six of Wands she has her back to the Knight of Cups. So yeah, I really see you being victorious and being your best self with this Knight of Cups, Knight of Water. Yeah, interesting. Keeps coming up. So take or leave that. You have integrity in this reading. And you have integrity in relationship to this very sexy, very emotionally deep, and really real, good person who's got all the wands. It's like passion, it's desire, it's creativity. This is a very exciting context, and you keep rising from it with beautiful integrity, is what I see. So your advice is keep at your practical 10 of Earth. You know, this is your community, this is your family, this is emotional, but it's really emotional in that it is about security and home and family. It's about wealth and abundance too. So that you're currently in the 8 of Earth, 2 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles. Pentacles and Earth are the same. So you're being advised to just keep busy in your garden. Here. I saw the 4 of Wands on the bottom. It's that happy celebration. It can be more than that. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles. Take it easy. Go slow. Be this responsible Knight of Pentacles. Do your work. One step at a time. Just taking it easy there. Know the truth. Ace of Swords. The truth can be uncomfortable. It can be difficult. But it can also be like incredibly inspiring. So perhaps you're seeking some kind of spiritual, intellectual. This is air. So you are of air, Libra. You have the truth. Live in it. Carry it. And 5 of Cups. So 5 of Cups is another Scorpio card. There is regret, loss, things, those 3 cups that have spilled. It's a shift in your perspective from regret, loss, grief. There's the 2 of Cups. There's a new path. You cross that bridge, you go over to that other place. In the 5 of Cups. So much like in your underlying, you have this 8 of Air, this idea that you're trapped and you can't go anywhere. It's not true. In this, you're grieving. True. Absolutely true. But there's going to be a future ahead. And it's associated with Scorpio because Scorpios are incredibly good at, the phoenix is a symbol of Scorpio. They burn up and they rise from the flame. So there's the Tower here, there's death here, there's a 5 of Cups. This is all transformative energy. It's all perspective shift energy. You have pain, you have burden, you have abandonment here, 3 of Air, heartbreak, and that's the thing that you will grieve, you will heal, and you will turn from. There's a lot of you shifting your perspective, rising to your highest self, having integrity, in a very practical sense, and very much in your 3D life, and to do it like the Knight of Pentacles, the slowpoke knight, one step at a time, like the A student has the plan, and this is your advice. And the future is the Elder of Earth. So this is the highest card here. In other decks it would be the King, but because this deck is all fairies and has no masculine, we see this as an elder. Wise Earth Priestess. Let's see, what is this future for you, my dear Libra? There's actually not a lot of air here. There's not which is good. 8 of Air is here and the 3 of Air, as is the Ace of Swords. Air is your element, but it's that obsessing, being in your head energy in the stories that it tells here. I mean, you have plenty of pain, difficulty in this reading, Libra, but it's very practical where you're at. Okay, there's your Devil. Okay, there's that temptation. There's that codependence. There's hot lust, desire. You have strength, remember. This is the card that trumps the Devil. And the Devil is a kind of transgender figure as well. There's your Queen of Cups. Again, this is the emotional queen. She is receptive. She is open-hearted. She speaks from her heart. And the Hierophant. Remember I mentioned the Hierophant, that structural, spiritual, institutional power. There's a lot of maturity to deal with this Devil. the Hierophant is really clear, has good boundaries. The High Priestess, intuition, temperance. There's that. So the High Priestess, this is the bottom of the deck here. She's private. She's also incredibly intuitive. When she's here, it means you're in touch with your intuition, with your magic, with the unseen. There's also divine support here with temperance. Waiting for the right mix of, see how she has one foot on earth. That's your 3D life that you're being encouraged to pursue right now. And then the emotional world that you're kind of drawn to right now. She's mixing those waters, waiting for the right alchemical balance. So there's a card of you're waiting. There's lots of slowness here, in addition to integrity. There's just like this fun flirtation. Maybe that's related to this Knight of Water, that you're actually being advised to like not get involved with. And there's the 10 of Cups. This is what your advice is. No, I keep thinking this 10 of Pentacles or Earth is the 10 of Cups. This is the emotional fulfillment that you're drawn towards right now. And there's that 3 of Swords, that 3 of Air that we saw before here. Definitely there's some kind of heartbreak, betrayal, party of 3. Just because I saw that in older readings, Libra, I bring it up. The Page of Wands. I knew the Page of Wands was going to be here. Page of Wands is the curious, creative, beginner, great energy, could be a kid. I think of the Page of Wands as the queer card. The queer, the perspective of the foreigner, the outside view of structural, the system. So the Page of Wands can be a flashy dresser. And for normal not queer tarot, we see that Page of Wands is can sometimes represent like somebody from a different country. With your queer tarot reader, moi, we see this as a queer perspective, because that is just the outside the norm perspective. So there's also young people here for you. Could be your kids, could be I keep seeing young people within tarot readings as that we need to listen to young people right now, because as elders we haven't actually succeeded in I mean, we're kind of screwed right now planet wise, culturally. We're going through a big change, and it's important to listen to young people right now. That's the message that I keep getting. The 4 of Swords is upside down on the bottom here. It's very clear that you have some healing to do. You haven't done it yet. And that's throughout this reading. So if you're drawn emotionally in a certain direction, take your time there. Just keep doing your work. There's lots of repetition in this reading. It's a very clear reading to me, Libra. And I like that I'm seeing you having so much integrity, and I love what you're making. It's beautiful. And it's interesting that in the future, you've made it. You're the Elder of Earth here. And that's when this temptation comes in. Again, somehow, there's some sort of temptation in your future. Or it could be if you don't deal with the thing that you need to heal, it could cause you to be vulnerable to a message that you're not good enough. But you have like these other 2 here. You have this Queen of Cups. It could be, I don't feel like that's you. I feel like you are the Elder of Earth. You are this one in the future. And this Queen of Cups, she's very loving. And you also have like the Hierophant can be a teacher, spiritual guide here. I don't know. because the High Priestess is here, trust your intuition. Temperance is here. It says you are working on healing, and your emotional absolute fulfillment is here as well. But there's this Three of Swords that you have to heal. Whatever it is that hurt you has to heal. And just remember, an army of lovers cannot fail. So don't do this alone. Do this with others. Tens tell me that you're both maturing and finishing things, but you're also out of the nines. Nine's a solitary energy. You're with others, and you have a lot of support from them and from community, from your army of lovers here. And you're clearly going through, remember, a dark passage where it's hard to know that you're going to come through it. It's almost like you were in this womb here, being reborn. And of course, it's beautiful because you are Libra, and you are the sign I associate most with the aesthetic beauty, that kind of beauty of ideas that are in order. One of my Libra friends is a librarian. Yeah, and I'm glad to see you living in integrity, and that you finished whatever, and now you're healing from it and building something new. So good luck, Libra. I hope this was fun. Maybe it helps. Just remember, everything is general. Take what resonates and leave the rest.